Thank you for tuning in to Podcast VAs Philippines, the biggest community for Filipino podcast virtual assistants and podcasters alike, created to connect podcasters and podcast producers, as well as help aspirants learn more about podcasting and podcast management. To join our exclusive Facebook group, search Podcast VAs Philippines dahil sama-sama tayo rito. And you don't need to take your podcast journey alone. Podcast VAs Philippines is powered by Zencastr, the first web-based platform that records high-quality audio and now video, because internet dropouts should not affect the quality of your recordings. Sign up for a 100% free hobbyist account or get a 20% off Zencastr's Pro plan for 3 months by using the coupon code PODCASTVAs. You are listening to the segment called Podcast VAs Tips. In these segments, we bring you short excerpts from our live recordings, mostly from the different guests we invited on the show. These short excerpts will give you a straight answer from our podcast expert on a specific question or topic related to podcasting or podcast management. So sit back and expect to learn in 10 minutes or less. Do you have any podcast tips para sa mga newbies na gustong mag-start na mag-provide ng podcast services? How can they start?
Okay, for the newbies na gustong mag-provide ng podcast services, masasabi ko lang, whatever your degree is or kung high school ka man or whatever you are in your life, do not hesitate to humble down. When you are a newbie in online world or in digital, so online job, portfolio kasi yan eh. Credibility ang basehan dito. So, obviously, kung wala ka pa nun, humble down ka lang. Do not be afraid to offer free services to prove na magaling ka. Kasi the problem sometimes is we are very much, masyado tayong ma-pride. Yung parang graduate ako ng ganito, graduate ako ng ganyan, manager ako ng ganito, tapos mag-offer ko yan ng free. Actually, when you are starting in online business, may mga pagkakataon na kailangan mong gawin yan just to, sometimes not to prove na magaling ka, but actually just to acquire portfolio. Kasi dito sa online, parang portfolio lang to eh. Mm-hmm. But the good thing about here is that you have the freedom. Parang iaano mo lang yung mind mo. Be creative enough on how you can grow your portfolio faster. The faster you can grow it, the faster you can grow in your business as well. And do not be discouraged when people or when client declines your job application. Send ka lang ng send. Sabi lang, ay yung connects naman, mahal.
Yeah.
Pero, di ba? Sabi nila yung connects, mahal naman yung connects, tapos send ka lang ng send. But eventually, meron talagang magre-respond dyan. I actually remember when we were starting back in 2013, lang yun eh. Parang may mga $1 lang yung per hour, di ba? Sa Elance dati. I remember when yung first writing job ko, it was just $2 per article. And then my first editing job was 100 pesos per episode, regardless of the length. Sometimes it's 45 minutes to 1 hour. Sometimes may 2 hours pa ngayon. So it's just determination and consistency and never really give up. Kasi that is one of the things actually that I did not do is that I was at first I got really discouraged, and then I received negative feedback. I got discouraged, I got devastated, and then I stopped. It was my husband who actually pushed me to do more. Sabi niya, kaya mo yan. Sabi ko, minsan naiisip ko, ano ba pinag-iisip ng asawa ko? Hindi naman ako superwoman. Bakit lang kaya mo yan, kaya mo yan? Yeah, sometimes you need someone also to kind of like push you. Kasi sometimes wala tayong confidence with ourselves.
I agree. True. It's very important that you have support system, no?
Yeah, yes, it is. It is very important. Hindi ko sinasabi na kailangan yung magkaroon ng husband to have support system, but your family could be, your friends could be like, and also put your faith on God. Alam mo, kung ilalagay ka ni God dyan sa place na yan, then you will eventually be there and you will grow because He decides to put you there. So yeah, put your faith lang sa kanya.
I hope that episode helped. Be on the loop for future episode with loads of learning by subscribing to this podcast on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Podcast, or wherever you listen to your podcast. Connect with Filipino podcasters, podcast VAs, and aspiring podcast VAs by joining our group. You may also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Simply search Podcast VAs Philippines. For questions or inquiries, email us at podcastvasph@gmail.com. I hope you have a great day, keep hustling, and we'll see you on the next one.